Let me tell you a story about a young man named Peter. Peter was bright, ambitious, full of dreams. He studied engineering in Germany and had one burning desire: to see the world and build an international career. And as life would have it, he got his chance. Fresh out of university, Peter landed a job in Munich, then hopped across Europe, collecting stamps in his passport and experiences for his resume. And then came London. London, the city of opportunity. Peter joined a booming technology firm with a generous salary and stock options. For a young man in his 20s, it felt like he had made it. But here is where our story begins to twist. Early success and early missteps. You see, Peter made money, but he never learned how to let money work for him. He kept most of it in the bank, earning next to nothing, while the stock market quietly marched upward without him. And London, London, has a way of swallowing money whole. Dinners in fancy restaurants, shiny new cars, weekends abroad. It all felt like success. But every pound spent was a pound not invested. And life has a way of teaching us lessons. Sometimes the hard way. A tough breakup, overspending, the kind of pain that makes you sit alone in your flat, staring at bank statements you wish you had never opened. Peter realized he was drifting, not towards wealth, but towards chains he had locked on himself. So, he made a bold move. The wake-up call. Peter sold his luxury apartment, moved into a modest flat, and traded comfort for clarity. He cooked at home, cycled to work, and borrowed books from the library instead of buying them. Now, people laughed. They said, "Peter, you're throwing away your youth, your fun." But Peter had learned the first great lesson of financial independence. If you do not change direction, you will end up where you are headed. And where he was headed was not freedom. Life is precious. A few years later, tragedy struck. A close friend from university passed away suddenly. A young man, full of potential, gone too soon. That day, Peter felt the fragility of life in his bones. He said to himself, "If I do not take control of my future now, when will I?" From that moment, Peter became a student, not of engineering, but of wealth building. He learned to invest. He filled his UK pension and ISA every year. He bought funds, not Ferraris. And he discovered the power of compound growth, that silent miracle that turns pennies into pounds and pounds into freedom. The power of frugality. Peter remembered something his parents had taught him back in Germany. Live modestly, avoid debt, and respect every euro you earn. So, he simplified further. While others saved 10%, Peter saved 60%. Friends mocked him, saying, "Peter, are you becoming a monk?" But Peter smiled, because he knew the secret. You do not need millions to be free. You just need to need less. Every month, his investments grew and his need for a paycheck shrunk. The mindset shift. In his late 40s, Peter met a semi-retired colleague who had lost nearly everything in the 2008 crisis. The man said, "Peter, I learned too late that retirement is not about having a mountain of money. It is about having control of your time." That conversation hit Peter like a thunderclap. He set a new goal: retire by 50, not to quit life, but to reclaim his time. Freedom achieved. As Peter approached 50, he spoke to his manager. They agreed on a gentle path: less work, more living. And today, Peter is financially independent. No mansion, no sports car, no headlines on Forbes, but something far richer. Time with family, the joy of hobbies once postponed, the peace of knowing that bills do not own him. And he smiles, because the frugality people mocked became the very wings that set him free. 3 lessons from Peter's journey. Number 1, save more, need less. The less you need, the faster you are free. Number 2, start early, recover easily. Mistakes do not matter if you keep moving forward. And number 3, value time over paychecks. True wealth is measured not in money, but in freedom. And here is the moral of Peter's fable. Financial independence is not built in grand leaps. It is earned in quiet choices. Every dinner you cook, every pound you save, every dream you refuse to delay,